So this is one of the biggest mistakes you are going to make on your podcast. So guys, what is show notes and what does it have to do with SEO?
Okay, do you want to take that one?
It's a big one.
Show notes are where you take your episode of your podcast, put it on your website, and have a bunch of written content there on your website. Okay. It's different to the podcast description, which is the shorter little bit of content that goes with your podcast on the platform that you're hosting it on. So I nearly said Shopify, Spotify, YouTube, those sorts of things. A podcast is an audio or a video format, and because of that, Google can't scan it. It just sees a video and audio file, and it can't scan the content. So show notes are an opportunity to feed that kind of text information to Google.
Feed the algorithm.
Feed the Google beast.
Feed the Google beasts. Okay, so why is it a mistake not to do show notes? What is going to happen if I skip the step because, quite frankly, who the hell's going to read my show notes?
Well, Google's going to read your show notes. So I also just want to quickly cover what SEO means and why you should give a damn about it.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't.
At least you don't call it SOEs, because we have that a lot.
SOEs?
Yeah.
Oh, state-owned enterprises.
Yeah.
Is that
we're
what we're talking about?
We're not talking about state-owned
that sounds more
enterprises.
interesting.
We should.
And it's SEO. It's not SEOs.
Oh,
That's another real
SEOs.
bugbear.
Well, you can do search engine optimizations.
No, you can't. It's one. It's a singular. So SEO is search engine optimization.
Okay.
And you have a tremendous opportunity to be found in Google through your show notes if you bother to put the transcript of your episode onto your website.
Okay. And is it straight out transcript or?
No.
Okay.
You would have a little bit, you could have an intro. It does provide more opportunity to sort of get people to buy into your episode. So it's not just the transcript. You can have a longer, detailed sort of, description of what that episode covers. If you've got a guest, you could have a full sort of detailed guest bio there. You could link to various different products. Downloads, like resources, that sort of thing. So we've even had a few episodes where we've said, we've got something for you to download. We had that content calendar to download. We've got a few other things coming up that'll be hosted on the website show notes page. But to answer your question, like nothing bad happens if you don't put the transcript there, but also nothing good happens.
It's a missed opportunity.
It's just
okay. And it's really all about discoverability.
That's
so letting Google know what's in your video.
Yes.
So that when somebody does a search on podcasts, our podcast comes up.
Yeah. Or a search on whatever your topic is. So basically what you're doing is you're talking for 45 minutes or 2 hours about a particular topic on your episode in your podcast. That is audio, or it's audio and video. And like Rich said, the Googlebot can't crawl that video and understand what it's all about. So if someone is in Google and they're searching for something, you want to be found for that topic. And when you take your episode and put it through your editing software, you can get a transcript of that episode that is text.
Yeah. So the AI exported transcripts from the edit suite.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, you can write it out if you so desire, but honestly, who has the time?
I think most software or editing software has that.
They have it automatically.
Edit
yes.
it, I think.
Absolutely. Makes sense. Give it a once over. And then after that, not only upload it to your website, but also do on-page SEO of that content.
Okay, so now we're taking the show notes off of YouTube and also publishing it on our website.
Yes, so it's got to be in both places. Maybe you need to think about this platform specific. So on your website, your goal is to be found in a Google or AI search. All right, so someone is looking for some information, a human. In order for that to be served to them, it needs to exist in the right format on a website. Okay. So if your goal is to be found online, you want to do that. On Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube, you are going to be discovered through the caption and through other things that are interest specific on those platforms. And the search engine optimization element isn't so important.
Okay.
So you need to do different things for different platforms.
Okay. Got you.
It's still important on YouTube and things like that to have a detailed description of your episode and that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
YouTube is essentially a search engine too. So you must pander to that. It's also a Google-owned product. So if that's done well, your YouTube episode will often appear in Google searches too. So definitely have it on YouTube, and definitely have an even more fleshed out version on your website, where you can also embed the episode too. So if you're doing any online marketing, social posts or anything like that, you could think about, instead of directing people directly to your YouTube video to watch it, you can direct them to that episode's page on your website, where you can include your call to actions, all your links. You control that environment completely. So you can just put whatever you want on that page.
I suspect what would typically happen is that a person would discover your content through a Google search, and if they are podcast listeners, then go and follow your podcast on that particular platform. But without the discoverability of your content through the show notes or the transcript sitting on the website, you eliminate all of that opportunity of being found.
Yeah. And what's the point if nobody's going to be able to find you, right?
Well, I mean, I guess there could be some pieces of content that are actually, I can't think of a single reason why you wouldn't want to be found.
Don't justify
Yes.
laziness, Janet.
No, you're right.
Well,
You're
I
quite
just
right.
think you've put in a hell of a lot of effort to make this episode.
Yeah.
You may as well do the most you can with it.
Yes.
It's not super hard to do this
No,
thing,
it's not.
but it will really get you a lot more traction with your episode.
Yeah.
And so you're putting all the description of your episode in. Do you leave out anything like surprises or call to actions and leave that for the video, or do you put absolutely everything into the transcript and
into the show notes
into the
page?
show notes? Yeah.
Well, I think it should be a lot. There should be a lot there. I mean, essentially, if someone lands on that page, you can use the show notes as sort of like a sales pitch or a trailer for the episode you're about to watch. You can so there's definitely that element. Another important thing is to actually put timestamps. I don't know if you've seen those before. Not everyone does it because it is a little bit of a mission, but basically you can have like, from this point on, and there's clickable buttons. We talk about this. I think
chapters
Spotify calls it chapters.
Mm.
So people can also just navigate to certain parts in your episode, which is also quite handy when you look at your data, your stats, because you can see like a spark halfway through the video, and it kind of gives you an indication of what one of the chapters and what you spoke about was important.
Yeah.
What parts of your episode people seem to be interested in. If you don't have shown timestamps, you can often see the viewership of your video just slowly tapering off.
Yeah.
That's because people, they don't know what's coming, so they just bail. The other thing to have on your show notes page is all the resources that you used or spoken about, links to products, links to bios, links to websites, links to your social pages, all of that kind of thing, your guest social pages.
If you're selling something, or if you're working with an affiliate, or you're in affiliate marketing, you can add those links. I think that the question about whether or not to include like the unexpected things or the surprises, it's up to you. And a lot of these discussions here, you've got to apply what works for your podcast. So if your podcast episodes tend to be quite long, chapters and timestamps become more important.
Yeah.
Because you might find, and maybe not everyone, but you might find that your listener drop off is quite steep. That is potentially that they don't have enough context as to what's to come, and so they might not push through a part that's all backstory or maybe slightly drier content. If they have the show notes and the chapters to see what's coming up, they might think, okay, it's worth me listening through this little bit because there's an important part coming up.
Yeah, so I suppose it's like those DIY videos where they spend 5 minutes explaining what they're about to DIY, which I knew because I clicked on the video.
That's why I'm here.
Mm.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I always skip through those
Yes,
intros.
you're going fast forward till the part where you actually watch to see what they're doing and how they're doing it, and then you don't watch the end.
Yeah.
Sometimes a timestamp is actually when an ad read starts. So you can just
yes.
know when that's going to end.
Yes.
Go past that.
Yes.
Okay, guys, so I get it. We need to let Google know where we are so people can use Google to get our content,
To
right?
us, yeah.
No matter what content it is, podcast, any content. It applies for everything.
Absolutely. Like search engine optimization doesn't belong to podcasting
Yeah.
at all. In fact, anyone who's creating anything and wants to be found online, if they don't have the basics of SEO under their belt, they are fighting a losing battle.
Yeah.
So, the ability to understand how Google finds content and then apply those skills to your own content. We happen to be talking about how to make your podcast more discoverable in this discussion, but it applies to anything that is content online that needs to be found.
Okay, great.
We're talking about using SEO to boost your podcast, but when you're doing your landing page for your episode, your show notes page, it's got to have all the same SEO tactics in place, the same tactics you would put in place for a blog post or something like that. Focus keywords, H1, H2 tags, all this kind of stuff, meta descriptions, meta titles, those sorts of things. I think if people are keen, let us know, and we can do a little SEO tutorial because it'll be applicable for this and to general other marketing things too. So perhaps a future episode.
Maybe we can do that. Yeah, let us know in the comments if you want to know more detail.
Yeah.
But just give us a quick overview of the process to doing it. So say I'm not sure where to go. What's the first step? I've created my episode.
Okay.
What do I do?
Well, something maybe before the episode creation is keyword research.
All right.
Okay, so keyword research is basically a simple effort where you go to Google and you find out what are people already searching for. Okay, so Google has free tools for you to kind of give it a sense of what your topics are or what your product or your business or your podcast is. It will give you some keywords that people are already searching for and the volumes of those keywords.
Okay, so you can find a popular keyword.
Yes, and
search.
So this can help even in the content planning phase. If you know that people are looking for information on a certain topic and you are trying to decide, what should I talk about next or what should I write about next? Knowing what people are looking for, it just is a total no-brainer.
Yeah, it's market research.
Yes, so keyword research first. Then obviously you do whatever content it is. So you record your episode.
And keyword research is applicable whether you're doing a podcast or not. It's the same process you do if you're just doing a blog post or something.
You're selling
like that.
shoes or...
The other thing you mentioned, like when you're doing keyword research to find what people are searching for, it really pays to go a little bit more what we call long tail, which is like a bit more of a niche keyword. Instead of the keyword that you sort of base your content on being podcast tips, it could be best marks for podcasts. And then you do a little bit more of a focused episode. Google really likes focused content. If you broad and you talk about 50,000 different things, Google actually doesn't have a solid understanding what your thing is about.
Because it wants to answer someone's questions.
Exactly. And let me tell you, this is getting more and more important now. If you think about the way that we were searching and using Google and the way we have AI now to answer questions with tremendous context, it's becoming more and more important that you're answering a question, not just talking broadly about a topic.
Yeah, and I suppose that's a future episode again is what's the new thing, not SEO, it's the AI version of it.
Yeah, well, fundamentally it is still search engine optimization.
Okay.
It's just now that you're optimizing to be found
by the AI
engine.
So call yourself the best so that AI will think you're the best.
the
Yeah.
power of SEO. It uses the word power a lot,
Yeah.
I find.
Yeah. And I mean, if you want to, you could skip that step. It's not, fundamental if you know exactly what you want to be talking about. You record your episode or you write your content, whatever it is that you're doing, uploading that to your website, creating a unique page for each episode.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That goes back to what Rich was just saying now about niche and unique content. If you write about 5 things on one page, Google doesn't know who to send to that page.
Okay,
It's
interesting.
5 things. Okay. If it's one thing on this page and I'm looking for that one thing, Google says, "Oh, Janet, go here."
Yeah.
Okay.
Single-minded teenager style.
Sure. Exactly. So you want to put that piece of content onto your single page, onto your website page. And then you want to do on-page SEO, which is basically applying some information, some code to that page to help the bot translate what's happening on that page.
Yeah, and so you would add these pages much like you would add a blog post. In fact, it would probably actually be, if you use WordPress or something like that, a blog post. But there's a post per episode. And then there's all sorts of plugins and tools that something like WordPress or Squarespace or Shopify or whatever you're using, they have SEO tools. So once you've put your content, embedded your video from YouTube or Spotify, they give you a little embed code. You can embed that on that page. You write all your content, and then you use the built-in SEO tools to make it friendly to Google.
Okay.
Make it search engine friendly.
All
So
right.
these are obviously additional steps,
Yeah.
you know, and I think that we feel it ourselves. It's a job that needs to be done. But I think fundamentally the opportunity that you lose by not making your content discoverable in the search engines is silly. So it's worth the steps.
In summary, you're putting a lot of content, you're putting a lot of effort into a bit of content you're putting on the web, but they're not doing the final 5% that actually makes it get discovered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
seems
you
a bit
avoid
pointless.
this, it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more effort, but, it's marketing.
Yeah, I think people forget that, content used to be discoverable because we all watch the same 3 channels. And they did the job. The channels did the job for the content, right?
Yeah.
They told us tonight on 5 is this show or whatever it is. I don't want to mention names, but anyway.
There we are.
And then we all knew, okay, if I want to watch Married with
show.
Children,
Yes.
it's on at 5.
Yes.
And now that we've democratized content, you've got to do that job yourself. You've got to let people know when and where it is, and
Yes.
people use Google.
And they need to be able to find it. Exactly.
So I would say the typical show notes page should have a little hook, a summary of the episode, and you should aim for about, I would say, 500 words.
Sure. Okay.
Which seems like a lot, but it's not actually that a lot. It's a few paragraphs. Then you can have your table of contents. It has your timestamps. Then a list of, then you can have takeaways and actionable steps and those sorts of things. And then at the very end, you can have your resources and your links to different things, calls to action, that sort of stuff. I've actually got, the reason I'm looking at my iPad is I've got a template for what this page should look like that we will have in a download on our show notes page.
Check the description below.
So we'll have the show notes for this episode available, and we'll have a template of how you should structure your show notes.
Okay.
What works.
So guys, do not make the mistake of making your videos impossible to find. Do the due diligence and create show notes with chapters and links and all the lovely bits and pieces we just spoke about. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank
Bye.
you. Cheers.